So I see this tweet by the account Santa Decides that says, "This is why I checked the list twice," replying to a tweet they made back in February saying Joe Gatto is on the nice list. And if you're a regular on Twitter, then you know that that is the universal sign that someone has just been exposed for something. As dumb as it sounds, there are plenty of examples of the same exact thing happening as soon as some bad news comes out about someone. And today it happened to the former Impractical Joker, Joe Gatto.
I got sexually assaulted by Joe Gatto, the Impractical Joker.
Now, for the rest of the video, she talks about how she's been trying to get this story out for the past year, but it wasn't until recently that her videos about it went viral, even getting mad at us for not believing her.
I'm so sorry I was at work and I didn't think that shit was gonna blow up. I've literally been posting about this shit for over a year, and I've been DMing celebrities, other people, like trying to get my story out there, and one goddamn little TikTok that follows this little trend about a celebrity, then it fucking blows up, and you guys don't believe me.
Now, rolling your eyes at us, again, like it's our fault, isn't helping anyone. People already tend not to believe the victim by default, and with her giving us attitude like we were supposed to know who the fuck she was, only gets people to hate her that much more without even knowing her. Now, with that being said, here are the videos she's talking about that went viral. The first one says, "Little did she know, the night after meeting her first celebrity, he would change how she views all famous people for the rest of her life." And of course, everyone is like, "Girl, spill the beans! Two-part TikToks are so 2020. But then she posts this video saying, "You guys wanted a story time? This is how it all started." And then she posts a picture of her and Joe Gatto, and then shows some Instagram DMs between them saying, "Crazy to see you in Milwaukee. Sorry for interrupting your breakfast. It was nice meeting you today. Going to try and get tickets to your show tonight. Awesome to meet you. For sure come. It'll be fun. Just bought 2 tickets. Now I have to find someone to come with me. Haha, I can't wait. Awesome. I'll leave 2 meet and greet passes for you at the box office under your name so you can come back and say hello. Have fun. Thank you so much. I couldn't wish for a better first comedy show. So excited." So nothing much really going on right here. She saw Joe before a show and he's like, "Hey, if you happen to come, I'll give you some meet and greet passes." Obviously just him being nice to a fan. She then posts a couple more pictures and then some more Instagram DMs. "So happy you loved it. And sorry I made you cry. No worries. All good tears anyways. Haha. Okay, good. You look great in the picture. So that's good. Thank you. I think you're the star of the picture though. Debatable. The story replies agree with me. Glad I'm giving you street cred. I'd rather have real friends than street cred anyways. I'd rather eat steaks with shrimp with pimps instead of steaks with snakes. Just gotta show off what people missed. Fuck yes. What a day. Fuck yes. Who replies fuck yes with fuck yes? Hope the rest of your night goes equally epic. Just drinking and hanging out. Hope yours is too." So I really don't know what she wanted us to do with this after reading it. I get this is how it started, but her just saying just drinking and hanging out is like an invitation. He didn't ask what she was doing at all. He's like, "Have a good night." And she's like, "I'm just drinking and hanging out." Didn't ask. Like she wanted him to be like, "Drinking and hanging out, you say? Make that a +1. Like if she was a real fan, she'd know that Joe don't drink. Fake ass fan. Like if this is how the story starts, then I already know I'm not going to be on your side for this shit. But I have been swayed before. Her next TikTok though is then a picture of her right mud flap with a pretty big bruise on it, and she says, "This is what he did with his teeth." Now I know you can't see it, but this looks like a normal bruise. There are no cuts, there are no bite marks, and this bruise is fresh. If someone is biting you hard enough to leave a bruise, their teeth marks would still be there. Like you can bite down on yourself right now and it hurts just with even the slightest amount of force, and that's not leaving a bruise. With the mark she has, I'd expect her to look like that one guy from SpongeBob. And there are even people calling around in the comments for her having a video saying that she's anemic, which basically means that she bruises easier than others. Again, not going to call her a flat out liar, but I've seen bite marks before, and if somebody's biting that hard, they'd be taking some chunks out of you. Like how is this the only picture you have of that? The bruise is the size of a fucking softball. No way she wouldn't have taken a picture of the fresh bite. That's like getting into a car accident with someone, and as they drive off, you take a picture of them instead of their license plate. But her next video is the one of her getting mad at us, and it's like, what do you expect us to do? You showed us shit. Literal shit from a butt that doesn't prove anything of what you're accusing Joe of doing. And I know, believe the victim. I did until she tried to show us her getting meet and greet passes was supposedly Joe's way of getting her alone with him. Like showing us the picture would have been enough. We didn't need to hear you talk about how Joe was being a nice guy and you trying to make it seem like the exact opposite. But now her big video comes out. This one's around 10 minutes, so I'll do my best to condense it. But after milking this for 6 videos because she's finally getting the attention she wants, you would think after trying to get this out for a year, she would just get straight to the point. But regardless, here we are. Like I said, this is 10 minutes, and here's what she has to say.
Since a lot of people like to make assumptions about things, and rightfully so, since I didn't post a lot of information out there. I just kind of posted some statements, and that can lead to a lot of false information. So I wanted to come out here and share my story right out flat and how it is, and finally get it out there, because I didn't know how to or if it would ever gain attention, and now I have some, so here's my time to shine.
Now, usually victims of what she allegedly went through don't say it's my time to shine when talking about what they went through. But whatever, we're only 35 seconds in.
My first interaction with this man was at brunch with my mom and my sister, and we were all fangirling. We were like, no fucking way. Literally, look. Couldn't believe it. So yeah, we went up, we took pictures, here's me. So while we were over there taking pictures with him, he had asked us if we were going to his comedy show that night. We knew nothing about said comedy show, but we would have gone together. My sister used to live here, and now she lives somewhere else, whatever. She had plans that night, she couldn't go. So I wanted to go with a friend. Those are hard to find, so I couldn't find a friend to go with me. So I had messaged, said sir, because he had liked my Instagram story and whatnot. So I was like, okay, maybe I can get some free tickets, because I don't know. I've never met a celebrity before. This is literally the first celebrity I've ever met in my life. And it low-key worked.
So what I don't get is that she said she had no friends, but then wanted to see if she could get free tickets to his show. But then when you look back at the DM she showed earlier, she had told Joe that she had already bought tickets and that she needed to find someone to go with her. And then that's when Joe gave her the meet and greet passes. So other than Joe liking her story post, she was the one initiating conversation, immediately thinking that she can get free tickets out of it. Because, she's never met a celebrity before. I've met a couple, and my first thought wasn't to try and get something from them. She was already starting off bad, but this just makes it that much worse.
So here's my Instagram story. Here's the text I sent him. Like, crazy to meet you. Gonna try and get tickets to your show. Awesome to meet you. For sure come. It'll be fun. Awesome. I'll leave 2 meet and greet passes for you at the box office under your name so you can come back and say hello. Have fun. Huh? So does that mean I have free tickets? That's cool. I don't know if that did or not. Like, I literally didn't know what to do in this situation. I didn't know. That's later in the story. Anyway.
What the actual F word is she talking about? You literally told him you got tickets. Why would him leaving you meet and greet passes mean you're getting free tickets? Why would he give you free tickets to something you had just bought tickets for? Like, she got the Joe Gatto exclusive hookup, and she's like, does that mean you're gonna reimburse me for the tickets I just bought? The mind of a freeloader is insane.
So that all happens. I'm like getting the tickets, whatnot, planning to go to the show. I do go to the show. And if you look on my TikTok, you can find the video of it. I just don't want to insert it again. But it it was fun. Like, I was so excited. This was the first comedy show I'd ever been to, the first famous person, and this, like, actual famous person I liked and was going to be funny. Like, I felt safe going to this show. Like, I've been to this theater a million times before and whatever. So I go, and I'm waiting in line, and I'm, like, trying to go to get to the box office, tell someone my name so I can get these whatever. And nobody's really believing me. It was kind of this whole thing. And then they finally did, and there was a whole sticky note with my name, like, blah, blah, blah. And then this lady took me and led me to a certain spot. And long story short, I had an entire row, like, barred off row in the Pabst Theater in Milwaukee to myself and 2 other people, I believe, that were on, like, the opposite end. But there was literally, like, a million seats in between us. Don't mind him. But it was fun, whatever. I did the meet and greet at the end, and I was by myself, so all these ladies let me skip to the head of the line, so I didn't have to wait behind all these, like, families trying to meet this dude. And I skipped to the head of the line and took some pics with dude, and yeah.
Yo, what the fuck is this story? I know I said I'd condense it, but, like, you have to just hear her talk so you know that I'm not just being a dick. Like, I promise you, no one cared about her cat walking behind her. There was no reason to point that out. And we're basically halfway through her so-called expose video, and she's literally told us what the previous 6 TikToks already told us. We don't need you to describe how the meet and greet section looked like. Imagine going through all this trauma and you're more focused on telling us how much of a good time you had rather than exposing the person who did all this to you. That's strike 2. Strike 1 was saying it's your time to shine. So I actually will skip this next bit because she then talks about how her seats were, and it's like, shut up about the seats. You live in Milwaukee. Your best theater is like a good high school auditorium.
So after that all happened, I went home and Hello? I went home and I had a crazy roommate at the time. And so I was drinking not because of her, just because I was drinking. Because I like to drink anyway. And she kind of was half convincing me to do it. Like, if you don't do it, you're going to regret it. Like, do it for the plot, blah, 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 blah. So I was drunk, whatever. And then he was texting me all this stuff, and, like, it was starting to get a little weird, you know?
Not really, because you didn't show us any of the weird shit. Also, you just admitted that you were drunk and your friends were the one who pressured you into messaging him. So the ending of the story better end with Joe sticking his hand down your pants without your consent, because with all this information you're giving me now, Joe was just being a nice guy.
So after this, he turns on vanish mode. Also, this guy looks kind of pretty. He turns on vanish mode. So I didn't get much of that, and I was drunk and crazy roommate, so doesn't make the best combination. But I did get the one screen or like picture of my phone of him on vanish mode texting me the instructions to get to his apartment.
So this is the DM she's talking about. Joe apparently said, if you can't do that, press the button for me to trick to get to 7. I'll come down and not get out of the elevator. You just get in. Let me know when you get here. And again, this would have meant a lot more had she not been drunk. And I'll spare you guys the rest of the story. And yes, she does bring up her cat again. But like as she's trying to tell us what happened, one of the things she says is, I was drunk. I don't remember.
I forget what they asked me. I don't know. I was drunk. I don't know. But
then how the hell do we know what you're saying is even right if she can't remember how she got to his fucking room? Of course she's not going to remember having sex with him. And not even that, she shows the screenshot that she took at the hotel when she met Joe, and then shows us the timestamp for some reason, and it shows 2:26 a.m. What the hell do you think you were going to do with someone while you were drunk at 2 in the morning? It wasn't like Joe got her drunk. She was drunk before she even got there. She then goes on to say that she wishes no girl goes through what she did. And it's like, you got drunk, got meet and greet passes, and hooked up with a celebrity. Most girls actually want that to happen to them. Like, other than her saying he was being weird when they met, and even then, she couldn't even remember how exactly she got to her room, but then all of a sudden remembers how Joe treated her. Like I said, I know, believe the victim, but once we hear their side of the story and it sounds like hers, I think we have an obligation to not believe her. And no, she wasn't a minor, she had just turned 19. So admitting that you were drunk only makes things worse for you, since again, you got drunk before you even met up with him. If he had gotten you drunk, then yeah, lock Joe up till the sun explodes. Now, she does say that this was right when he got back together with his wife, but again, with her drinking, I wouldn't take her word for anything just yet. But this girl actually posted this video 4 days ago. Today, meaning yesterday, another girl accused him of doing the same thing, only this girl didn't show any proof, and is just saying this. Now, Joe did respond to the first girl saying, I have used poor judgment, and as a result, I have violated the trust of the people I love most. But anyone who knows me at all knows full well that I wouldn't assault anyone. Working on myself is an ongoing process, and I'm going to take some time away from the public eye to focus my energies where I need to. So classic response for something like this, until we know what the other girl said, I think we can all agree that this girl's story doesn't hold up, and her admitting that she was drunk plus not remembering what happened, but somehow remembered only the parts that Joe was involved, should disqualify any of her accusations. Like, people in the comments are saying, I 100% believe you, even after hearing her story. I don't even think they watched the video and just saw this picture of them together, and they're like, this disgusting pig did this to this sweet little girl. But yeah, guys, Joe Gatto is now the newest celebrity to be called out for something like this, and it looks like most people have come to the consensus that he did nothing wrong, especially after this 10-minute yap session. Until tomorrow, though, or actually until later today. Peace.